Get your asses in your section now. Stop playing. You know where you're supposed to be seated now. Motherfucker go away for a few days for his birthday and they act like they don't know where they're supposed to sit. GED, get in the GED section. PhD people, get in the PhD section. Those of you that have master's degrees, CNAs, the baby nurses, get in your places, knees.
Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow, because we discuss socially relevant things mixed with a splash of humor. If you know you have tissue paper feelings, this probably isn't the channel for you. But and however, since you're here, I just need for you to do two things. Hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and turn on that little bell so that you get the notification every single time that I go live or upload something new. I'll see you soon. Bye.
One of the best parts of life is when you can admit the truth to yourself about yourself. Cyberspace is a world where one can become something he isn't, but everything he dares to be. I wasn't interested in getting attached to anyone, and I knew I wouldn't take anyone I met online seriously. I had multiple screen names to increase my chances of meeting someone attractive. The majority of the profiles noted HIV negative under status, but I knew better from the work I had done in the HIV community. I knew 1 out of 3 black gay men was positive. The messages I found in my inbox validated me in my depression. In some strange way, they reinforced that I was worthy and deserving. My days consisted of waking up and logging on to see how many messages had accrued overnight. Months passed before I got honest with my therapist about what was happening with me. And before I knew it, I heard myself say, I've been having sex with people I meet online. To listen to more of Words Never Spoken in Memoir, visit audible.com.
I was involved briefly with a married man who believed he had the courage to leave his wife to be with me and to live his truth. This isn't the typical story of a married man promising to leave his wife for a secret lover. Rather, this is a story in part about a gay man who knew he was gay before he got married, but chose to marry a woman because he didn't know how to break free. Rocky and I met on a gay social media site 3 months after I returned to the East Coast to live, and just 11 months after he was married.
I had to end the commercials because I couldn't take this comment right here. And first of all, there's no discrimination in here. He's talking about he escorting the Mexican pen pals. Now, what section would that be, Justin? We are not about to be we are not to be discriminating. White people do enough discriminating against us. Amen. Hey girl, hey boy, hey. Get your wine together. A friend of mine got me a nice bottle of Jam Jar. It's a sweet Shiraz. Those of you who are not familiar with Jam Jar, go on and get you some Jam Jar. And she also got me these fancy little wine glasses and stuff. Look at that. Cheers, niece. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, boy, hey. It is Cinco de Mayo. I just came in. I'm slightly toasted, slightly twisted. Copper down here, y'all. I had to go pick him up. He down here licking on his nuts. Copper, stop that. Got back in town yesterday. No, Monday. Got back in town on Monday. Now, listen, those of you that have been tagging me saying that I did not finish the story about what happened on the plane when the white lady had to be tapped on her shoulder a few times because she refused to wear her mask above her nose and mouth. She kept having her mask like this. And so this one particular flight attendant, I'm going to tell this story first because you guys have been worrying me to death in these comments. You ain't never finished telling us the story about when the flight attendant But anyway, so I'm on the plane. For those of you who didn't watch the live the other day when I was on my way to have lunch with Nan, I was on the plane coming back from Scottsdale, Arizona for my birthday, for those of you that have been living under a rock. But there was a white woman. Now I'm guessing she was in her mid-60s, but you know how they age. So she may have been in her 50s. She may have been in her 50s, but she looked, somebody say it with me, she looked like she was in her 60s. So anyway, she was sitting over there, wore her mask up under her nose, and this one particular flight attendant, the flight attendant was so sweet to me. She came out, she said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I said, "Hey, how are you?" Da, da, da. So I noticed that she kept stopping at this woman's row. And you know me, I got bionic ears. Okay. He may be 45, but his ears are bionic. And I heard her saying to the lady, she said, "Ma'am, I need you to wear your mask over your nose and your mouth." She said, "Okay, are you able to comply with that?" You know, they very professional on Delta. They very professional. And so she was like, you know, "Are you wearing, I need you to," she said, and so I don't know what the lady said. I couldn't hear her. And she says, "All right." The flight attendant said, "All right." So then she walked away. She kept going. And, you know, she was doing her, you know, due diligence. Hit the like button, niece, and hit the share button. So she walking through doing what she's doing. So she comes back down the aisle, and this same lady doesn't have her mask. She must have took the mask off. She says, "Now, listen." She said, "Ma'am, now this is the second time that I've told you." Look, this is the second. Do your fingers like that. This is the second time that I've told you that you need to wear your, you know, federal regulations. Because, you know, white people love to be in the store talking about it's not a law, it's just an ordinance. Girl, well, on Delta Airlines, it is incumbent upon you. Incumbent. INCUMBENT. It is incumbent upon you to have your mask on your nose and your mouth, because otherwise the federal agents will be waiting for you when we touch down in Atlanta. Okay? So she says to the lady, she says, "Now, ma'am, this is the second time that I've asked you about this mask." She said, "Now, I need you to, you know, I need you to keep this mask on." She said, "We haven't pulled back from the gate yet." She said, "We haven't pulled back from the gate yet." She said, "So I need to know that you're going to be able to comply." She said, I need you. Yes, incumbent, Dante. She said, can somebody look up incumbent, please, and put it down in the comments so that we can make sure that everybody in all of the sections are able to keep up with the words and the lingo and the jargon and the, you know, the $5 words that we're going to be using tonight. So she says, "I need to make sure that you're going to comply." She said, "Are you going to comply?" And she must have said yes, because the lady walked away. So that was the second time. Do you know this lady had to come back again? The same flight attendant came back a third time, and Sister Kate was sitting there without her mask on. She says, "Ma'am, you don't have your mask on again." She said, "I've asked you 3 times. She said, "Okay." She turned around. I don't know what that lady was about to say, but the flight attendant turned around. She had this little bob. She turned around. She went to go and get her supervisor. Somebody said she went to get the supervisor. She went to get the supervisor, and in the process of going to get the supervisor, a male flight attendant, and you know, male flight attendants are always part of the community. Male flight attendants are always a part of the community. I don't think I've ever seen a heterosexual flight attendant. Yeah, Sister Kate. Sister Kate said, "Okay, I got something for you." So when she went to go and get her went to get the supervisor, a male flight attendant came by. And he says, "Ma'am," and you know, listen, and he was a white queen too. He was a white queen. You know, the white queens, y'all give too much sometimes. You white girls, you white gay men. I'm saying white girls, but I mean you white gay. Yeah, the white queens be giving a lot. And so, oh, come on, somebody. I gotta say thank you, Christine Brown. She says, "Happy belated birthday." I'm gonna come to the come on, Shar. For the people in the GED section, this is what incumbent. So she says, so the white gay guy says, "Ma'am, you don't have your mask on. You need to have your mask on." She said, "Okay, I need to go." So he went to go and get the supervisor, but what he didn't know was Sister Kate had already went to get the supervisor. So this white lady, hair pushed back. She had black hair, was pushed back. She was very refined. I was looking at her like, okay, she about business. Let me tell you what the white supervisor came back and did. Watch this. You know, I like a demonstration. The white supervisor. Okay, so the white lady, the passenger was sitting here. So there was an empty chair No. Let me do it this way. So the white passenger was sitting over here, and this chair was empty. So the supervisor said, look, she pushed her skirt down, and she sat down. She says, ma'am, my flight attendant has come to you a few times. And I had video. I took video. I took video, but I didn't post it. And so she says, ma'am, she said, now my flight attendant came and she's asked you several times to keep your mask on. Now, are we going to have a problem? She said, are we going to have a problem? She said, she leaned in, are we going to have a problem? She says, because if I have to come and tell you again, and I didn't hear what she said then because she got real low. She said, because if I have to tell you again, it was given very much federal marshals will be at Hartsfield Jackson, Atlanta, waiting for you. And so, let me see. I may have deleted the video. Let me see if I still have it in here. I'll just put it up to the camera and so y'all can see it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Oh, I deleted it. Yeah, I deleted it. Let me see. Let me see if it's in a deleted folder. Oh, wait. I may have it in the deleted folder. I do have it in the deleted folder. Hold on. Yeah, you're probably not going to hear her, but you will see her come back. This is the supervisor. This is the supervisor. Hold on. That supervisor wasn't playing with her. Watch her come down the aisle. Watch her come down that aisle. You hear her feet? That's her. She's looking for her. She's looking for her. She's like, where's she at? Where is she at? She looking for her. She was looking for her in that video. This one, she found her. She said, ma'am, are you going to be able to wear your mask? She says, ma'am, are you going to be able to wear your mask? Wait. Now, look, this was the second time that she came by. Now, this is a supervisor because the supervisor had to come back there twice. The flight attendant came 3 times, then the supervisor came twice. So that was the first time she found her. And she sat down on the chair behind her. But that next time she came, she sat down beside her and she leaned in. She said, now, listen, we haven't pushed back from the gate yet. Like it was like, why does she have to talk to her like that? Like white women. Tap the white lady next to you. There's a white lady next to you. Tap the white lady next to you and ask her, niece, why are you guys so recalcitrant? Somebody type down the word recalcitrant. Let me put it down here. Somebody put the definition of recalcitrant up. Recalcitrant. Why are you so recalcitrant? There it is. There's the word. Why are you so recalcitrant? Why are you so recalcitrant? Why can't you pay attention? Why can't you follow rules? Why you just want to do what you want to do? Look. Here's one of our white ladies, Amy. But Amy ain't really white because she's had black boyfriends and stuff. She's been around black people. So, she's one of those white girls that's really not white. She's kind of like a tofu white. She's kind of like a fake white. She's really like a tofu white. She's like a tofu kind of white. They're just uncooperative and just unruly. Just unruly. Stop being so recalcitrant. Somebody put that definition up there for me so we can put it for the people in the back of the classroom. Recalcitrant. Oh, she says she still has Calvin. Amy's man is Cal. His name is Calvin. Did somebody look up? She was recalcitrant, and sometimes white women can be very cantankerous. That's a good word. Somebody else look up cantankerous. Somebody please put the definitions down here. We want everybody. Listen, there's no child left behind. No child. Thank you, Tanaka. Okay, recalcitrant. Uncooperative attitude toward authority or discipline. See, you think that I just be throwing words out here. No, I'm very, very clear about what I'm saying. Okay, I may have had a couple cocktails, but I'm very clear about what I said. Now, somebody please put the word cantankerous up. It's cantankerous. Gladys said Recalcitrant also means problematic. Okay? Okay? Listen. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart. Niece, I'm in the middle of my intro. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook and YouTube live versions of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Did you see I put you over there on the screen when I said gay shit?
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I love when my auntie get drunk because she can tell a good story. I be over here dying. you know you can take a good story when you got a few cocktails in your system.
I was thinking about you today because I was like, we didn't discuss what day we were going to go live tonight, and I know on Thursdays is your show.
Right, you went live last Thursday, honey. I still had people watching, honey.
Girl, what you had, about 2 or 3 people watching?
No, it was about 30.
Well, we all got to start somewhere. When we gonna go live? We gonna go live this weekend? Because I know you do your show on Thursday.
Yes, fine. Well, you know, I'm booked and busy this weekend. My mother-in-law's in town and my grandmother's in town. So we can do it.
Girl, she's so important for a girl that never leaves the city. But I'm sorry.
We might do it Thursday.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, child. Send me the link, child. I'll jump on your live real quick.
You gonna jump on here tonight?
Yeah, send me your live.
Send me a text message so I can drop it in right here in the computer.
All right, I'm coming.
All right, bye. So anyway, let me tell you this before Lady Stafford jumps on. What I was going to tell you. Oh, so listen, don't let me forget this. So I want to say thank you to my girl, Peggy Jackson. She sent a money order for my birthday. I really appreciate you, Peggy. That was some sugar for you. And then my girl, Mecca Blackshear for, look at Levita. She was another one that was upset that I didn't finish the story about the flight attendant. Listen, my mother called me today and was like, you ain't never finished the story about the flight attendant. So what happened? So she called me today to finish the story. So that was what reminded me to tell you guys the story. You guys were tagging me and stuff also. But my mother called me today and was like, you didn't finish telling the story. But here's the thing. I want to say thank you to my girl, Mecca Blackshear, as well, because she sent me a gift card for Kiehl's. You guys that have been watching me for a while, you know I love Kiehl's. It's a skincare line. It's for men and women. And she sent me a gift card for that. So I wanted to make sure that I said thank you to those people. And of course, there were a lot of you that sent cash apps. I do appreciate the cash apps. I tried to send you a little heart or a kiss or something in the cash app. There were plenty of you that sent Zells as well. When you got, I don't mind when you send a Zelle. Don't get that fucked up. I don't mind, but I don't always know your social media name, so I can't tag you or thank you. So don't think that I don't appreciate it, because I definitely do. Craig, you know some folks love to say that folks who look like us are incapable of speaking beyond. Correct. Okay. All right. Let me bring on Lady Stafford. Oh, and let me tell you guys this. I have 4 books to gift tonight at the end of this hour. Okay. I'm going to give the first 2 books to 2 different people, because that's 4. 2 times 2 is 4 for the people in the GED section. So I do have a vein in my neck, Aaron. I do. And look, I got veins going down my arms too. The nurses always want to wait, hold on. Stacy then came in talking about what I missed. Does she think we're gonna sit here and give her a recap of what happened for the past 22 minutes?
Jamal FaceTime video.
Oh, I ain't got time for this right now. Everybody want to call now. Rita, I would send you a kiss, but you smoke. Keon, I done sent you the link now. So listen, we're gonna gift the first 2 books to 2 different people. That'll be 4 books. Thank you to my girl. Who gifted those books? Barbara Hyman. Thank you, Barbara Hyman, for gifting those books. I hope you will see this. I appreciate you. She cash at me today for 4 books plus the shipping. Hey, girl, hey. So I'm going to gift those before the end of the night. But I had an amazing birthday. Keon and I will talk about it briefly, and then we'll cut up a little bit. What is he doing? Let me call him back. Look, they already emailing trying to get these books. I'm going to gift them from right here. I'm going to gift them from right here on the live. Don't email me, niece. Blocking up my email box. Oh, listen, Mona Scott, while we waiting for Keon to come on, if y'all are not watching Queen of the South, did it come on tonight? I am caught up, but I haven't watched the last episode. And I'm going to tell you something else you need to be watching. You guys need to be watching, thank you, Kiki. You guys need to be watching Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker. This is the 2nd season. They have 3 episodes that are out so far. If you have not watched the 1st season of The Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker, he's playing Bumpy Johnson. For those of you who don't know, Bumpy Johnson is a real person. He was a real person. He was a kingpin. He was a drug lord, black man. He lived in New York. He was notorious. You have got to watch this TV show, okay? I haven't watched Pose yet. I didn't know they already began. So I have to watch that. But listen, Godfather of Harlem is not to be played with. But Queen of the South is just as good as well. Welcome, Lady Stafford. Girl, where's your light? Where's your light man? Where's your light man? You off tonight?
I'm not downstairs in the basement. I'm upstairs tonight.
Not the basement. You're not in your studio.
Right. I'm not in my studio tonight. So
Okay.
if you need me to go down, there in the studio, honey, to get better lighting, I can.
No, I don't need you to do a damn thing. But, you know, she had talked about all these light people and these technical people she got. So I was just wondering, I thought maybe the lights were out. But, okay.
Let me tell you, Craig, I was so honored to come sit at the table with not 1, not 2, but 19 senior citizens, honey.
Bitch, wait a minute now. So I had a birthday dinner last night, and I invited this whore. Enjoy.
You did.
And everybody was not. Well, you may have been the youngest person there.
I was not may have. I was the youngest person there, but I had a good time. You know, everybody was mixing and mingling and talking and stuff. So
They really were.
It was really good. I thought I was gonna have to sit there and me and my man just be looking at y'all. But but everybody was very engaging.
Well, first of all, let's talk about how you came 25 minutes late.
Well, girl, you came to my party an hour and 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours late. So
Girl,
you should be glad.
Hold on. The difference is you had a gathering. I had a seated dinner.
Well, let me tell you the difference, Craig.
I
it's
just
no
told,
different.
I just told you the difference.
No, both of them was a birthday. And then I showed up. You lucky I came because I worked a 9 to 5. My man worked his job and he went to the gym and we still made it there. So you lucky.
Well, girl, the dinner was at 7. I went, you know, so I go to the gym and then I go to do stuff in the evening as well. I mean,
but you know, but also you don't work. You
wait a minute. Wait. Do I need to take you over to the Impeccable Works warehouse? The Impeccable Works warehouse that houses Stay It in the Car and all of the books.
You may sell a couple of books here and there, but you don't work, honey. You may sell a couple of books here and there, but you know we work. But yeah,
how many books I sell?
A couple here and there.
Listen, let me say
Great.
this.
Let me tell you, this is my favorite. You posted the picture that you posted on Instagram was not the same picture that you posted on Facebook.
Insta story.
No, it's not the same one that you posted on Facebook. But Craig, let me tell you something. I really love this picture of us. Let me post it for the people real quick. This picture of us, honey.
That's the one that I put on Instagram.
Yeah. This picture of us, honey, is everything. I said, yes, look at me and my auntie, honey.
I love that picture. I love that.
But it was really good. I really enjoyed myself. I was glad I was able to come. Because I had to text you like, bitch, are you going to cancel?
So listen, let me tell you, because you know everybody's not here in Georgia that's watching. So it was storming. It's been storming since before I came back from Arizona. So my flight was actually delayed an hour because there were storms that were happening here. And so it carried over until Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And so there were people that were supposed to come to the dinner that weren't able to come because their power was out. Like 30,000 people lost their power in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my friends texted me and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it because my power is still out." And then another friend, she found out she had COVID, so she wasn't able to come. So I really was kind of nervous. Hold on, Keon. Someone is asking a very important question. Don, you can visit CraigTheWriterStewart.com. It's scrolling across the bottom down here, CraigTheWriterStewart.com, and you can purchase your books. I will sign them for you and I will ship them out. But you can also purchase through Audible or Amazon or the Kindle or iBooks. But yeah, so thank you, Don Rashad. So yeah, so the power was out. So I was really nervous because initially it was supposed to be 25 people that were coming.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, there were circumstances and some people just couldn't make it. And so the restaurant, I signed a contract with the restaurant.
Yeah, we had to pay
$1,000 minimum. There was $1,000 minimum. And there was a prefix menu. And I'm just explaining this to the people. So like when you tell somebody that you coming to their birthday dinner and it's at a restaurant, usually there's a minimum. So there was $1,000 minimum. Now the other restaurants that I was trying to do it at, they wanted $2,500. So which meant the total bill had to amount to $2,500. Now I know some of you cheap black people. So I didn't fool with those restaurants. I went on over to the one that was $1,000.
Okay. Well, honey, your friends, when you're sitting at the table with people who sit next to Oprah Winfrey, honey, anybody. So it was very nice, honey, to sit there with people who sit next to Oprah Winfrey. But no, it was really a good time. It was really good.
No, I had a really good time. So for those of you that are not on Patreon, I do have something coming for you. So what I took all of the birthday footage from yesterday and from when I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I compiled it all. And I have someone that's going to edit it and put together a whole like 45th birthday kind of thing. And I'm going to upload it to my YouTube channel. So I'll get that to you. Probably will be in the next week or so. Because it's going to take them some time.
Well, I didn't consent to you putting me on your video.
But I didn't need your goddamn consent.
I ain't consent to that, honey. They gonna talk about Lady Stafford. Now you got the so people. Let me tell you how shady people is. People say, I can't think of the name. Oh, Kia, you're so much different from online than in person. You're so chill and laid back in person. Oh, and you smell so good. I thought,
you smell good.
They said when you a couple of them, two of the ladies and the men. What's the man that had on the glasses? He had on the suit.
Leonard.
Yeah, he was him, and then there was another guy. He was talking, but they all said I smell good. They said, "Oh, when you walk by, we just smelled you. You smell so good." I said, "I took a bath tonight."
Cause she doesn't always take a bath.
No, bitch.
She doesn't always wash that cat.
Or whatever. But no, it was good. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Right, but no, I really did have a really good time. Derek J showed up. Some of you that are on my Patreon, Ryan, he was there.
And you post everybody else's card. You didn't post mine. You didn't like my card?
I didn't post your card. Let me get your card.
I'm just messing with him, y'all. You need to have that cleaning lady come over there from Groupon to clean up their place.
Excuse me, that's where I opened up the gifts last night. And they'll see that when I upload the video from my birthday, because I sat right there and I recorded that part too. Because I actually opened the gifts on camera so everybody could see it.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh. But wait a minute. Which one was your card? This one?
Nope. My card is blue and green.
Oh, that's Georgiana. That's Thaddeus. This?
Nope.
I don't see no card from you. I saw your gift. You gave me a gift card from Target.
Yes.
I got the gift card. Please believe. Now, let me see.
Y'all, he just threw my card away, but gonna keep my gift card.
I see no card from you.
Well, Craig, you had to get the card if you got the gift card because I put the gift card inside the card.
Well, what I do with the card?
I'm gonna tell George that you're gonna say, "Oh, this George and Keon card. Let me put this aside."
I don't know what I did with it. Cause I listen on the video that I'm gonna upload. I read all of the cards.
Do you see how you do me? Do you see how you do me? Don't ask me to get you anything else.
Wait, I don't know what I do with your card.
I thought that was the one that you had posted online.
Oh, here it is, right here.
That's it.
Hold on. I think I read this on the camera though. That's gonna be on the live video. So so here's Keon's card since I didn't post it. On your birthday, the years of life are like a gift each one of us can use to make a difference in the world in any way we choose. Because you see the world as such a positive place, you make it that way too. That's why it's such a pleasure to know you and wish you the very happiest of birthdays. Love, George and Keon. I read this on the live video though. I didn't post it on my social media, but I did read it on the live video.
You posted one card. See, receipts never lie, honey.
I did not. I posted let me see. I posted my mother's card.
This say Pussy Jackson.
Wait, what? Let me see.
From your story, it looked like it say Pussy Jackson.
Oh, from Chef Jack.
I don't know who it's from.
I did post her card. I thought I posted. Let me see.
Look.
Girl, I can't see that. Hold on, let me look. No, that says Peggy Jackson. That's my girl who sent me. I have this on my notes because I wanted to be thankful. I wanted to make sure I said thank you to everybody. No, that says Peggy Jackson. She sent me a money order.
I started to go over there to stand in the car.
So you can go over to say it in the car and purchase the card to send to me. Now you could have, because I would have got that $4.95 from that too. Look, I need all of that.
Right. Craig, what you been drinking tonight?
So it is Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going over to this place, Local Luna. It was packed. I was walking around with my mask on, y'all walking around without no mask on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over to Local Luna for Cinco de Mayo. And we had margaritas. And then I had to meet Carlton's friend Destiny to pick up Copper because she kept him for us while I was gone. And he laying down here like he didn't work the job.
Child, you love your stepson, honey.
So anyway, I literally got in here like right at 9:00. And I was talking to Carlton because he's in New York doing that show.
How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. It's going well. But yeah. So anyway, so that was this. I talked to him, and when I got off with him, I jumped on here.
I'm not in the lovely studio tonight, so I came in. I want to be in a calmer setting. So
the studio should be calm.
Well, the studio is calm, but it's so bright down there, Craig.
Wrote all that sequence and gold lame and stuff you got there, all that faggotry. I mean, gay stuff.
No, So, if we can do something tomorrow. If you come over tomorrow, you'll see how to change it up a little bit.
Oh, so you want me to come over tomorrow?
Let me check my schedule tomorrow. I can pencil you in.
She is so important, girl. She is the most important. She is the most important unbusy person I know.
But Craig, I get it from you. Somebody had to teach me.
I'm very busy.
Girl, you wake up, you roll over.
What?
You wake up, you roll over.
Aaron, I told the story about the plane at the beginning of this video. I told that story.
Craig, so your anniversary coming up, or at the past?
No, it's coming up May 17th. And guess what? My mom sent me a happy anniversary card for me and Carlton. She sent him a card too. She sent him a birthday card she sent me a birthday card and an anniversary card. So I know that's what she sent him too, because she sent him 2 cards. I already put them at his house. They are on the house on the little credenza when he comes in. And then I looked at it the other day. Let me read you the anniversary card.
It ain't your anniversary yet, Craig. Don't read it out loud.
You want me to read
it? Yeah, wait, Craig. There'll be something you can talk about next week.
Yeah. So
Shanta, I remember when you first got that man. I was on the way to the barbershop. I said, so you ain't gonna tell me about your new little friend? And girl, you went into detail shot. You just smiling and stuff. And look, a year later, I'm surprised you kept being this long.
first of all, I ain't never had no problem keeping no man. Don't ever get that fucked up.
Do it again. You never what?
I ain't never had no problem keeping no man. But no, yeah, but you know what's really interesting and amazing about this is my mom has met maybe 2 people that I've dated and been in relationships with before. This is the first time she sent me, see that one right there, your first anniversary? Like, she sent me a card. You know what I'm saying?
Means a lot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna share it when the time comes.
Girl, don't get on here and start crying, girl. No, you've been drinking. Don't start crying. Girl, start crying.
I'll be doubled over. But
look, don't start crying.
But the reason why I think that it's important is because I'm going to share it later, because I really do think that it's important for gay folk and parents of gay folk, those that are watching, LGBTQ people, I should say, to know that it's okay to break and to embrace your child, right? And part of what I'm realizing, and this is me being serious with you guys, right? I'm laughing at one of the comments. It says, Shantae ain't ever had a problem with keeping a man. But one of the things that I want to, what I'm realizing is a part of this thing for me, you know, being live, doing these lives, and based on the messages that I get from people and emails, is that there are people who watch that really did have issues with LGBTQ people, but they fell in love with me. So if they were able to fall in love with me, they could have grace for their own nephew or their own brother or their own son or grandson that's gay, right? So I understand that I'm just a proxy, if you will, right? So I do understand it. So I'm going to share this when the time comes, because I want people to know that it really is okay to embrace your child or your son or your, you know, whatever it is. But somebody just asked a question about how do you deal with severe depression? And I had the comment up here for a minute, but I posted another comment, so I can't remember the person's name. But what I will tell you is my best advice to you is to seek therapy. I would seek a counselor. I went to therapy for a period of time. I write about it in my first and second book, but I definitely write about it in my depression in my first book, because I really do believe that the greatest amount of growth comes from the most painful periods in your life. And if you're really present, mentally in that darkness, you can really come out on the other side, right?
Right.
So, but what I would tell you is definitely seek counseling, because sometimes it's important to be able to hear yourself say the stuff out loud. What, Keon?
No, I'm listening to what you're saying, but let me tell you, I read a comment and the same thing that I was just thinking somebody just posted. Let me tell you, Crystal Banner, if you can find Crystal Banner, she's a mess.
She said live.
She said your stories. She put because somebody put on there, YOU''RE stories. Like you are stories. So
Oh,
she was trying to correct them.
mm-hmm. But I would say definitely seek therapy, because it's important to be able to hear yourself say the issue out loud, right? And
Right.
that's what it was for me. Like when I started going to therapy, I literally, because I was talking to my friends, I was talking to my support group, I was talking to my tribe, those people that I thought I could count on, those people that were
But they
supposed.
couldn't click. They couldn't click to
Right.
you how that counselor did.
Right. The people that were supposed to anchor me couldn't anchor me in that particular aspect in terms of depression. And
And then
so,
sometimes too, people can't help you if they never been through it.
exactly. So I ended up going to therapy. Now, I write about it in the first book, but when I first started going, I really was just bullshitting because I just wanted to get my check, because I went out on short-term disability.
I told you. I told y'all.
A set worker. I was a former set worker, but I've been redeemed. I've been recovered. I've been renewed. But I was a set worker. And so I just really wanted to get my check. But what I ended up doing was, because I was going for so long, because I had a standing appointment every Tuesday, I think at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, something like that. It was in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing myself say out loud something that I was struggling with. And it just kind of, it started to click for me. And I started to see my way out of that dark tunnel. But you have to, and for the person who sent that message or posted that message about how do you see yourself through this, this dark space, this depression, you have to take the first step. And I've said this so many times. I've said it so many times. For every single step that you take for yourself, God will take 2 steps for you.
Yes.
But you have to take the first step. Prayer is a part of it, but you have to actually become physical. You have to start to do the work. And so when I started going to counseling, it just started to kind of click. And whoever it was that posted that, and those of you that are listening, you may not be a writer. I'm a writer. So I was writing things down. And that was another way of getting that energy off of me, getting that energy out of me into the world, right? I was releasing it. So you have to find a way to release. Maybe for you, it's not therapy. Maybe for you, it's yoga. I did hot yoga when I was in Arizona as well, because I really have enjoyed yoga. Like I was doing hot yoga before the pandemic, but then the pandemic happened.
I remember that.
I was going like twice a week. But yoga is a really calming way to kind of center yourself and just get still. Like you just have to kind of get still and calm your thoughts, calm your mind, slow it down. And here's what I believe. I really do believe that depression is really your mind overworking. It's just exhausted. Your mind, your brain is tired, and it's just looking for some release. For some people, it may be the gym. The gym may be a good release for you to kind of work through that. But you just have to find your thing. And so I would suggest going to counseling first, starting with counseling. And the first person that you go to may not be the greatest counselor for you. You have to shop around, just like you shop around for anything else. You may have to shop around until you get with that counselor or that therapist
that can help you.
That really can help you, where it clicks. Meditation is good. And that's why I suggested yoga, because there are moments where you're just sitting still and they just want you to just think and just listen to your breathing and all of that kind of stuff. Buddhism may even help, like the chanting that comes with being a Buddhist. So yeah. So hopefully that helps.
One thing about my auntie, baby, you gonna teach, honey. You gonna teach, honey.
Yeah, that's my prayer, Keon.
Girl, my eyes over here watering, honey. You gonna teach, honey.
That's one of my prayers. Like what my prayer. I mean, I pray that even now, like every night. Like I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am to all of you that are watching. Not just because you guys send gifts. Of course, the gifts are nice, and the cash apps or the super chats and the gifts that you send to the P.O. box, all of that stuff is nice. I'm not going to say that it's not. But what I'm going to tell you is what makes my heart smile is that God brought me through a darkness, because I promised God, I said, listen, if you give me an opportunity to speak to people, I promise you, I will tell my story. So like, I still talk about when my car was repossessed, because that shit is important. Let me explain something to you. I could have Oprah's money in my bank account tomorrow, but I'm going to always tell that story because it's always relevant to people. There's always somebody that's in that space right now. And it's not always financial for people. For some people, it's about an emotional aching. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's an emotional emptiness. And I think, like, when I was at Cinco de Mayo, I literally was watching. There was a guy that was at the table that I was with, that I was at, and he, the music was going, and he was up and he was dancing, and he ended up dancing with this black girl that was at the next table. And at the end of the dance, like, she hugged him, and her eyes were closed, and she was just hugging him. And I remember, and I swear to you, I remember looking at her as she was hugging this guy. The guy was gay, and I remember thinking, like, I just hope she's happy. I really hope that she's happy, because I can't say this enough. I love Black people, right? And I just, when I think of, and I was thinking about this yesterday, I especially love Black women. And that's just not something for me to say. I know sometimes in some spaces it's popular for people to say, oh, Black women are this and Black women. But no, I really love Black women. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Black women held me down. And not just because they held me down, but because the way that they held me down is indicative of how they hold the world down. And so in my last book, I dedicate, I talk about, Black people, and, like, the whole dedication is to Black people. And so I just feel like Black women pour out so much love into the world, but don't always get that back. So every chance I get, I always try to salute Black women. And even when I talk about promoting the books, I always say how Black gay men got me started, but it's Black women that sustain me, that keep me up, that hold me up. Yeah, Black gay men got me started. And so I say all of that because I really want to help demystify this thought, this idea that Black people don't support each other, because that's not always true. They supported me. Black people are buying my books. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't other people buying them, but it's mostly Black people, Black women. And so I just want Black women to receive the kind of love that I feel from them. I want them to get that back in their personal life, in society, like whatever way that it's supposed to come back to them. I want them to have that, especially in their relationships. So as much as I love Black people, I sometimes feel like if a Black woman wants to find love, and if it means going outside of the Black community, then by all means go and do that. Because I want Black women to receive love and have love. And I don't believe that you should have to suffer first. Oftentimes, a lot of Black women suffer first before they get to love. They get dragged through the baby mama shit. They get dragged through a cheating ass man, and all the their credit get fucked up because they just put too much stock in a man. And so my point is, I believe you don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through, you don't have to suffer first in order to get to love. You don't. But I think and I was having this conversation with my cousin, a Black woman, last night. I had a conversation with my cousin last night, and she was just saying how, Craig, I've been single for a long time since she left her husband, 9 years. We figured out that it was 9 years. And she was like, sometimes I just wonder if I should just settle. And I think there are a lot of women who
they just settle, yeah.
They just settle. And not even just women. There are Black gay men that are watching right now that settle because they feel like, well, what I really want isn't possible. It's not tangible. It's not in my reach. So let me just go ahead and just settle for this no good ass man right here. But you really don't
They
have
lower
to.
their standards. Their
You
self-esteem is low.
And you know why? Because what happens is you confuse compromise with settling, and you make poor decisions out of loneliness. We make poor decisions out of loneliness. And so I said to my cousin last night, I said, listen, I really think you need to hold out for what you really want. And so she had called me to wish me happy birthday. And, we ended up talking. And so she started talking about me and Carlton. And she said, but Craig, you were single for, how long were you single? I said, girl, I was single for 9 years. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't, that doesn't mean that I didn't date. That didn't mean that I didn't have some pieces along the way. Because he definitely had some pieces along the way. He ain't ever had no problem with dating.
Not some, not a few, but many.
Many. He didn't have no problem with that. But you can't be afraid to be alone. And here's what I said to her last night, and I thought about it again today. And I said the next time, because I really can't wait to get back out in the world when we have these conversations. Because I really want to rent a theater, and I want people to come out and us just to have a conversation. But what I said to her last night is, oftentimes we settle because we don't think that what we want is possible. And I said to her, I said, but here's what I'll tell you. Carlton and I are not perfect. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying that we're perfect, because I'm not. But what I am saying is being with him taught me, and it's reminded me to be grateful that I didn't settle, because this relationship with him is proof that what I wanted, I could have. And that's where it begins. You gotta believe that what you want is actually possible. It's within your reach. And every single time that your mind starts to tell you that it's not possible, you have to repel that. You have to push that away. You have to push that away. And what I'm telling you is I was single for 9 years. So the consequence, the penalty even, of being a person of substance, with quality, with so much to give the world, means being single just a little bit longer, because you're not willing to put up with the shit that's just readily available every single day. And the other part of it is you have to, exactly, alone but not lonely. And here's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. In those 9 years that I was single, I did so much work on myself, right? I did so much work on myself, but there was still more work to do. And I didn't understand that work until I got with Carlton, because there's certain lessons that aren't even going to be revealed to you until that person shows up in your life.
Into your life. Right.
So there was work that I did as a single person, but then there was more work to do when the person showed up. And so for those of you that are, look at Alicia. For those of you that are in a new relationship, or you're just starting to date and you're feeling like, oh, this is too difficult, or it shouldn't be like this, and and you're feeling like that for no reason other than the fact that it's causing you to grow, because relationships are designed for you to grow, for us to grow. That's what they're for. And so you can't be so quick to run. You can't be so quick to run, because I don't care how much work you've done on yourself as a single person. There's more work to do once you're in a relationship, once you're a partner, because there are new lessons that are going to be revealed. There are new lessons that are going to be revealed that won't be revealed until someone shows up in your life, because they're there to mirror. They're there to mirror your work. That's what they're there for. That's why they're there. But a lot of times we feel like, oh no, this shit is too hard. Let me get up out of here. This ain't it. It starts to feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying that he or she should be asking you to co-sign for some shit. That's some fuck shit. Get them up out of there. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about when they're challenging your personality. When they start challenging your personality. And when people say, well, this is just how I am. This is just who I am. No, you need to grow.
Oh my God.
I love Married at First Sight that TV show, it's a reality TV show, and I love Married at First Sight because I see myself in that show. And listen, those of you that know I love Black Love, that TV show on OWN, Black Love, it's about to come back with a new season. And I think it's like May 14th. Don't quote me, but I'll remind you guys when it comes on. But I'm watching Married at First Sight. And I think, what's the black girl's name that's married to the guy from the Dominican Republic? Those of you that watch, you know who I'm talking about. She had a conversation with her mom last week. And she was like, well, you know, because her husband feels like she's bossy.
Mm.
And her perspective and her mom's perspective is, well, you know, that's just who you are. That's just, he needs to understand that's who you are. No, he ain't got to understand a damn thing. That's her work. You need to work on not being bossy. Her name is Brianna. That's what I thought of. Brianna and Vincent. So her thing is, well, that's just who I am. I'm just bossy, and it's not in a bad way. I'm not trying to, I don't come off as a mean person. Yeah, but that's still your work.
You're still your work, right?
And I wish I was on that show, because I would have said to her, and I would have said to her mom, I understand that that's a part of who she's become, but that's where her work begins. That's where she grows for this relationship. She needs to grow in that area for this relationship, because her mom and her friends gave her a pass. They've allowed her to be a bossy person. But this relationship, this marriage is challenging her on that bossiness. No, you need to yield.
Right.
You need to yield. So a lot of times we get so conditioned on who we are. No, this is just who I am. And you can either take it or leave it. No, that's why you're single, niece. Because you don't want to acquiesce.
You don't want to
You don't want to, what's the word, Keon? You don't want what?
Acquiesce. Bitch.
Wait, what is it?
Girl.
But yeah, no, you don't want to acquiesce. You know, but we all have to bend, and the difference is, let me tell you because I think sometimes people don't understand the difference between compromising and shrinking. I'm not asking you to shrink. I'm not asking you to shrink, but I am asking you to compromise. We all have to learn to compromise. And that, like for me, like sometimes I want to have the last word with Carlton, but then it's just like, well, Craig, I need you to grow as a person. Like you don't have to have the last word.
I do that too, Craig.
But I want you to think about it. I want you to start thinking about that, Keon. You don't have to always have the last word. Because if your goal is to have the last word and George's goal is to have the last word, the argument never ends.
Exactly. No,
and then
sometimes you just learn just to shut the fuck up. Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up.
You got it. You got it.
And again, I'm not that doesn't ask you to shrink. Now, shrinking is when you're allowing somebody to talk at you, talk down to you, and you start to feel like you have to do things for the relationship that alters who you are as a person. Signing up co-signing for somebody's business, co-signing for somebody's apartment or car. I'm not asking, that's shrinking. Like you ain't got to do all of those things. But when it comes to your personality, it's about growing as a person. It's about reaching that higher you, the highest version of yourself. That's what it's about. That's what relationships are. And most people go into relationships. I have a really good friend. I'm not going to say his name, but I have a really good friend. And he messaged me when I was in Scottsdale, Arizona. And he said, yes, evolve. That's the word. You want to evolve. We should all be striving to be a better version of ourselves. Otherwise, why are we here? So when I was in Arizona, he messaged me and said that he had a date last week. And it was it felt really optimistic in the beginning, and it was great, and this, that, and the third. But then things didn't work out. And I said to him, I said, one of the things that you have to remember or think about or consider is, why do you even want to be in a relationship? Because most people want to be in a relationship. See, I was happy when I was single. See, most people aren't happy while they're single. Man,
I was glad you got a man.
Listen, everybody wanted me to have a man, but I was content with me.
No. Let me say this. You were content. But what I will say is, through, I did notice that you dated certain people or you were trying to talk to certain people. But I remember, for those who have been watching for a long time, you went through these different obstacles, I would say. And it was one obstacle, you was like, I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna have sex. I'm gonna just give myself, keep myself. And, I'm not gonna just be giving somebody my body. And everything. I was like, bitch, you need to be late. Because you got moody. You was a different person, but
I was
you,
celibate.
yes.
And to your point, Keon, I just told my cousin that yesterday. I told you guys, my cousin called me yesterday, and I said, Tiffany, there was a period where I was celibate. I said, before I met Carlton, I was celibate. For you guys that have been watching me, I was celibate. I was celibate for it was like it was a little over 2 months. It was almost like 90 days. And then I ended up.
Look, so he say, but
No, like you didn't believe me when I told you I was single and I was celibate. And then I did break my celibacy before I met Carlton. But what I'm telling you is I used that celibacy to reset, as a reset.
You did.
You never done celibacy. What happens when you are celibate after about a month? Your mind gets really clear. It gets really clear. And you're able to put shit in perspective. And so all of that dead weight that's hanging around in your world, that man or that woman that you fucking, that ain't no damn good, that you can't seem to break away from, stop fucking him or her. And I promise you, you won't be as weak when it comes to that person. You have to reset. And so there was nobody in my life that was like that I was emotionally tied to, not even LTR, not even LTR. And so there was nobody that I was emotionally connected to. So when Carlton came along, I was able to see him. See, part of the problem is some of y'all can't see the light because you got too much subterfuge in your life. Subterfuge, niece. There's another word. Subterfuge. You got to clean everything up.
Somebody post the definition down there in the comment box, please.
Let me type the words out here, please. Subterfuge. Subterfuge. There's too much subterfuge in your life. Somebody please put the definition down there, please. But yeah, there's too much going on in your life, so you can't really see. And so, it just became one of those things that when Carlton came along, I was like, okay, I can see him. I can see, your vision is clearer. But again, the problem is a lot of times people don't want to take the chance to just be single.
I'm gonna say this too, Craig. Do you remember you went to see that the psychic? Do you remember you seen the psychic? Or
I talked to the psychic, yes.
You talked to the psychic, but then the psychic said that somebody was going to come along, and so the psychic did say that, and you had to do more work, and you had to prepare yourself and all this. So I think that kind of stuck with you, but then also too, you start to put it into play. And once you start putting it into play, everything starts to fall in line. And look, bitch, you here.
It's the truth. I did have a somebody say we are definitely having a vocabulary test on Friday. Yes, we are. But no, I literally did. I had a psychic that I spoke to, and she told me that yes, somebody else was going to come along. But the problem is, and this can be applied to anything. This is not just relationships.
Right.
This is also they want to add to the conversation. This is not just about relationships. This is also about you going back to school or you starting your own business. It's about a sacrifice. It's about your ability and your willingness to make a sacrifice. Because whatever it is that you want is on the other side of that sacrifice, right? So, and I say it in one of these books, your success is on the other side of your sacrifice. The question becomes, what are you willing to sacrifice? Whether that's a relationship, whether that's for you to get a degree, for you to move up in your career, whether that is for you to buy a house, what are you willing to sacrifice to get to it? But a lot of times people don't want to
Put in the work.
put in the work. Because even when we talk about at the beginning, when I first was putting out my first book, I had friends that were able to travel. They were buying new clothes. They were buying new cars. Some of them were buying houses. I had nothing. There was a period that I had moved back home with Gladys in Maryland. But that was my sacrifice. Now, that was a part of my spirit that was broken because I felt like I was almost at that point where a broken heart was becoming a broken spirit because I was 35 at the time. I'm now 45, but so this was 10 years ago. I was 35. I was moving back home. And you know, when you're 35, you should have your own place. And you know, you hear people say all of the time, oh, child, he's 35. He should have his own place. He need to have his shit together. But I had a master plan. I had a vision. And this is why I tell people all the time, don't judge people for where they are today. You can't judge people for their today because you never know where they're going to be in 5 years or 10 years. And so somebody who may have been considering dating me in 10 years ago when I was living back at home, they may have been looking at me like, oh, he ain't got no car and he lived with his mama. But baby, look.
That was your humbleness. You had to get humbled in your life.
The universe, God, had to prune me. Had to prune me.
Had to shrink you on down because you had got here, but you had to come on back down. So that was your point. That was your point in life where you had to get humbled.
Yes,
and we all have those humbling moments. I have that humble moment as well. You know, where you feel like you're on your high horse and baby, he knocked you right back on down.
It's true. And Shanita, you're right. I had everything. Because when I think back now, and I'm being serious when I say that, Shanita, you're absolutely right. I had everything already. But see, we quantify things, we measure things by our friends. We measure ourselves against our friends. Oh, she just bought a new house. Oh, she just bought.
I'm gonna go do that.
Oh, he just bought this, that, and the third. We compare the best of ourselves to other people, and that's a recipe for disaster. And so I had to strip myself of that. I couldn't do that anymore. No, you need to focus on your journey. Your journey is your journey, and the end is still the end. And so I stopped looking at all of that because those tables will always turn. They always turn. And I shared this story one time before. There was a woman. I used to be in a networking group. I was so fucking broke. God knows I was broke. Baby, every month I was trying to figure out how I was going to pay my rent. I was in this networking group and everybody else was more successful or seemingly more successful at least. And I'll never forget, this woman had investment properties all over the city. She was just making money hand over fist. I told this story before. She was making money hand over fist. And I'll never forget that Christmas, she gave me a Christmas card and it had 10 $100 bills in that card. Do you hear me? And she gave me $1,000. And I can't even begin to tell you how desperately I needed that $1,000 that day. And I'm going to tell you how them tables turned. That same lady lost it all. I took her to lunch about some time ago. You understand what I'm saying to you? I took her to lunch. I gave her a book because it just wasn't she just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And so she's now trying to rebuild. But my point is tables turn. But I never forgot how gracious she was to me because what I learned through her, she was one of those seminal moments. And it taught me that what compassion really means. And what I understood was you really never understand compassion until you're in a position of needing it. And I needed that lady's compassion and she gave it to me willingly. She didn't know my situation, but I guess my energy spoke it. And she gave me $1,000. And I'm gonna tell you, those tables turn. Those tables turn. And so you gotta be mindful of all of that. So when people say, oh no, I can't date somebody who doesn't have a car or da-da, I'm not saying dream a bigger dream for them than they dream for themselves. But what I am saying is you have to see a person's heart. You have to see a person, because I was living with Angela at one point. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was in some very desperate financial situations. But my point is, you have to see yourself, and this all stems back to the person who said, how do you see yourself through a depression? But it all stems back to that question. And the truth is, you just have to see yourself on the other side of your circumstance. Whether it is you wanting children, wanting to be in a loving relationship, wanting to be in a new career, a new house, moving to a new state, whatever it is, you have to see it. You have to see it. You know, and so every time I come on this live, I know we laugh and we cut up, but I always try to drop just a little something, because I know everybody that's watching, they're not going to go and buy a book. And that's fine, because the truth is, I'm in a space now where I don't fear lacking. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there was a time that I used to fear that I would go without.
Mm-hmm.
I used to panic and wonder, like, well, how am I gonna pay the bills next month? And how am I do this? And how I don't live in that space anymore. I don't allow myself to. And as soon as I start to get nervous about something, I change the way that I think. And I say, you know what? Anything can happen. God can do anything. Yeah, and I just change, yes. And I change the way that I think. I don't stay in that space. And so I just change my mind. And so that's where it begins, but it takes practice. It takes practice doing that. Like, it doesn't just come overnight. It's a muscle. Just like you go to the gym and work out, it's the same thing. You have to take that. You have to teach yourself how to trust God, trust the universe, and really try. And I talk about this in Book of Jewels. This is not a plug, but I talk about it in Book of Jewels, like how you really have to get to a point in your life where you understand that the universe, that the world is designed to work in your favor. It's designed. That's the way that it's made. It's designed to work in your favor. But it can't work in your favor if your energy that you're putting into the world is fear. You have to get out of that.
Let me say this before I head out. Bitch, let me tell you something. I'm going to sponsor your next bottle. I'm going to sponsor your next bottle. Your next bottle of alcohol, because, bitch, when you get livid or you get a little liquor in your system, girl, you drop some shit.
Well, you know, I do what I can.
And it was for free knowledge to the people.
And it was for free. It was for free. You know, and I don't mind that, because I know whether I sell a book or not, the universe gonna take care of me. And that's what I'm saying. I don't fear that anymore. When
you said that, I felt that, because it was one point in time I used to do the same thing. Now it's just like, hey, bitch, it's gonna get paid, it's gonna get taken care of. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna do this. But you gotta get to that. You gotta get to that space. So
you have, but again, it takes practice.
It does.
Yes, and I'm saying to the people who are watching, who are like, yeah, you know, I've tried that. No, it's a muscle. It's a muscle. It doesn't come over one or two times. Because I'm telling you, when I used to do it, I still would panic. I would tell myself, you know, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. My friend Kim said she's going to donate too. So we actually have 6 books tonight to give. But I used to get in that space too. And I would be like, well, no, it's going to work out. And then I would panic the next day, right?
Yeah.
You know how you pray and then you still panic and you still worry? It takes practice. You have to keep doing it. And
you just got to have faith that everything is going to work out and believe in yourself.
It's a muscle. It's a practice. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. And, you know, and the hard part is, you know, just coming back to center. You have to come back to center, even when your bills are due, even when your car has a flat, even when your car needs a new motor, even when you need a brand new car, even when you just lost your job and the power bill is due and they about to cut you off. You got your last final notice. You have to be still, even in the dark, even with an eviction notice on your door. You still, those are the tests. Those are the tests. And part of it is knowing that no matter what happens, it's all by design. It is still even when you got that eviction notice on your door, that's the universe working in your favor, because maybe it is time for you to move from that apartment or that house and move to another situation, because the universe is designed to move in your favor. It's designed to move you in the quickest, most efficient way possible. And sometimes we just don't know what's best for us.
Right.
Sometimes we don't know what's best for us. I've told the story before. I used to hold on to a car. I was behind 3-4 months with the car payment, but I was holding on to that car because I thought it was better for me to have a car. But the universe knew better. And so the car was repossessed. And my life was so much easier once that car was repossessed. And then when it was time for me to get a car again, I got a car again, right?
Girl, I thought you weren't gonna never get a car again, girl. I was like, bitch, go get you a car. You need one. I'm tired of you Uber, and I'm tired of picking you up.
You are trash.
No, but I'm gonna get out of here. Go ahead and give your book.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna give these books.
We'll check tomorrow and we'll put some stuff into play.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
so
y'all.
we're gonna get together tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Okay. Avonda said, "Hi, Craig. Would you please tell me how much is Book of Jewels? It's $25. What's your PO box so I can send you the money? It's $25, and the shipping is $8. So Avonda, you would send it. Is the PO? Oh, let me put the PO box down here. Okay, so the PO box address is right here. PO box 82652, Hateville, Georgia 30354. But I have 6 books that I'm going to gift. Because my friend Kim said she's going to give away 2, and Barbara Hyman was giving away 4. So I'm trying to think. Should I just give away 6 books, or should I find 3 people to give away the first 2 books? How should I do it? And thank you, Avonda. You're welcome, Angelique. I love your name, Angelique. I love that name. Angelique. Hi, how are you? Yeah, it's very fancy. Okay, so Kelvin said I should give away 6 books. Chanel said I should give away 6. Okay, I'll give away 6. Okay, so Aaron Walker, I'm gonna give you a book. Do me a favor, let me know which book you want. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys choose which book you want. So I'm gonna give away 6. So that's 1. I have 5 more. So Aaron Walker, do me a favor, go over to CraigTheWriterStewart.com and send me your name, your physical address, not a PO box, and which book you want. Please do follow the instructions. Your name, your address, and which book you want. Niece, if you send the information incomplete to me, I'm just gonna move to the next email, because it's too hard for me to go through those emails and be like, hey, you didn't send me your address, or hey, you didn't tell me which book you wanted. So just please make it simple for me. So Aaron Walker is 1. I have 5 more. D Gillenwater, that's 2. Do me a favor, email me at my address, my website, CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Click on contact. But I need your real name if that's not your real name. Law of Attraction, that's 3. Law of Attraction, that's 3. Okay, that's 3. Don Richard, that's 4. Yes, your name, your physical address, and which book you want, okay? Connie is 5. Connie is 5. And Tanaka, that's 6. Tanaka is 6. So those 6 people, email me at CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Just go to the contact button, or you can go right here to bookthewriter@gmail.com. Either way, send me your name, the book that you want, and your physical address. Please put your address, your zip code. Please put your apartment number if there's an apartment. Niece, please don't make this hard, okay? But listen, I appreciate you guys. I truly, truly do. I can't say it enough. Thank you for the birthday love, the birthday wishes. Even if you weren't in a position to send anything, please know that I appreciate just the messages on social media. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Even watching supports me. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the videos. Thank you for liking the videos. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to drag Keon in here tomorrow too. All right. Have an amazing night. Hopefully I said something that resonates with you. All right. Bye.